Have you ever traveled through time? We do it every day.
Asgardia is a country with a population of more than 1 million people from more than 200 countries on Earth. Asgardia gives everyone equal opportunities, no matter what their earthly status is.
It is possible to create and live in the future right now. Are you ready? Forward progress is the solution to the entire human race. Our mission is to bridge new horizons. In Asgardia, there is no limit to the universal development in the fields of technology, finance, and arts. Asgardia is a new space and digital economy which creates opportunities for the global economy. We deliver innovations. Do you want to get on board with us? We are developing various kinds of digital businesses, attracting them to the Asgardia platform that can be backed by the means of our umbrella, i.e. franchising of the Asgardia brand. We can not only attract investments into space programs from prominent institutional investors, but also affordable amounts from the citizens of Asgardia. We comprise of more than 1 million people.
Asgardia is a chance to realize one's dream. This is a dream-driven space nation. Asgardia is a chance to belong to a community of free-thinking enthusiasts, goal-driven dreamers, and fearless innovators, theorists, and scientists.
We are the first space nation. One humanity, one unity.
Asgardia.
We are creating
the future.
Can people hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi.
Yes, hello, welcome.
Greetings. I'm just trying to get the background sorted out. So bear with me 1 minute and I shall have to get my my picture on as well. Just 1 moment. Yeah. You may hear. All right. Hello. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Got it all sorted out. Very good. Thank you, Rebecca. We're live now. Good to see you all. Hello, everybody, and greetings, and welcome. I'm Member Topic, the Chair of Parliament, and I am pleased to see all of you here at our meeting tonight. I have to tell you that it's great to see you all. There will be some noise of children in the background. I'm babysitting. It's just what you do as a father. And I have 3 astronaut trainees at the moment, jumping up and down on a trampoline, reaching for the stars. So you will hear them in the background, but that's fine. It's the first nice day we've had almost all year. For those who don't know what we do on these days, these meetings are usually fairly short, but they can be up to 60 minutes. I'm the Chair of Parliament, which means that I chair the world's first digital democracy, which is Asgardia, the world's first space nation. No one has ever created a successful digital democracy before. And so it's my honor to be here. That's a slightly better picture now. My honor to be here and to serve this Parliament as I have done since it began, actually, in 2018. My excitement is that we've now got, thanks to Cheryl Gallagher, we've got Asgardia on the moon. One of the things I'll talk about. So I have, for this group, I've got 5 items. And John Fine, I'm going to ask him to summarize, if he's here, just the chair's meeting as well, which happened before this. The 5 items are as follows. First of all, I'm just following up the wonderful events we had last week when I had the honour of spending time with Cheryl Gallagher, who's the Minister of Culture in Asgardia. She was travelling through the UK and very kindly spent time with me and others, with Dan Profer and so on. I was able to meet her 4 times altogether while she was here, and it was very, very helpful. The purpose of her stay was to go and visit others in Europe as well, Ivan Russell and others in the government of Asgardia. We talked talked through a lot of things about the successful landing of Asgardia's space symbols on the moon. I won't repeat everything we discussed before on that, but also the future landing. I'll make that my second point in a minute, when our DNA goes to space. She actually got stuck in London because Heathrow Airport shut down due to a power failure. I think it's very important that we don't have that problem when we go to the moon physically. It was a problem, but somehow she managed to make her way to the next part of her journey. And I think she made a safe round trip, and very pleased to have seen her here. Now, on the second point, second of 5, it's not clear what the date will be for the launching of our DNA for those who have bought the packets. I think this might still be available, but it's not clear when the launch will take place. And I don't 100% know who's going to be the carrier as well. That's not really my department, but it will happen. And so it's quite exciting after the success of the first landing that we aim to get the second one there as well. So I'm really pleased that we were able to work together to really support Cheryl and others in doing this great thing. So well done to Cheryl, and we'll keep you posted about developments as we know when the next landing will take place with our DNA, maybe the end of this year. Thirdly, out of 5 things, the Parliament now knows the dates for the next 3 digital sittings this year. I've spoken with the head of nation as well, and he is happy with those dates. So I think those dates will remain. And that means we can plan properly. And that's really important because it makes the work of, for example, John Fine easier, because he will be running the LMRG, that's the Legislative Merit Review Group, which just makes sure that legislation is in the right shape when it comes to the Parliament. And it's turned out to be a superb improvement to our processes, and I'm very grateful for John doing that. But those 3 sets of dates are available to you now. They might change, but they probably will not. So that's great news for us all. Fourthly, and this relates to last week again, I intend to build our relationship actively, very actively now, with British Interplanetary Society. Simon Feast was kind enough to give an interview to Dan Profer. He came to the space exhibition last week in Farnborough, which is a big airport in the UK. And I'm going to go and see Simon, see if we can actually get some mutual promotion going. That's really good, because the more recognition we get from different organizations, the more effective our outreach and the more likely we are to get residents, which is very important, and the results that we need. Which leads me to my final point for tonight. My final point is this: we need to get more residents. The number of residents is way too low for the importance of our mission. We should already have 10 million residents, really. We haven't. But 10 million residents, we could really, really, really be going places and launching serious hardware into space. Not for now, but that's something which I'm going to devote a lot of time to this year. And so I'd ask you to consider this. This is your homework for tonight. What is it that we can do to get people to join Asgardia as residents? €100, dollars, pounds, not expensive. That's for a year. What is it that we're not doing at the moment that we can do to get people to become Asgardians? And next week, I would like to spend some time in this session talking about building the residency numbers. Remember that your salaries are directly in proportion to the number of residents we've got. And if we got something like 50,000 residents, everybody would get more or less their full salary. Just 50,000. That's all we need. And our destiny is in our hands, including our financial destiny. Before we go to further, I just asked John, do you want to add anything from the chairs meeting? The chairs meeting is the meeting of the chairs of the committees. John, over to you.
Thank you, Levitt. Yes, well, we had a very short meeting, but it was, as always, a good one. We discussed some travel arrangements and some advisories for different parts, including Texas, where Lambert's going down to Texas.
I hope so. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a minute after John finishes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But and we discussed the executive Congress, um, the travel arrangements and whatnot for that. We got an LMRG update, and we even got to engage into some cultural practices with our chair of parliament. So, where he shared his beautiful family with us. So, yes.
You're sharing all the secrets, John.
Well, actually, that was my favorite of the whole meeting. It was getting to meet you, getting to be part of that, because that's special.
I would show you now, but the neighbour's kid is here as well. And so I don't have permission to broadcast his appearance to the world. But you can hear them. You can hear them jumping up and down on the trampoline for the first time this year, by the way. Yeah. So as I say, they're reaching for the stars. Very brief periods of weightlessness. Anyway, anything else, John, you wanted to say?
That was it.
All right.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, these meetings, by the way, they're not measured in duration, they're measured in content. And one reason they're quite short is because we're very efficient. Just now John's raised it, yes, I'm trying to get to Dallas and actually to some other places. If I can get to the Ariadne and some others, I will try and do that in the end of April, beginning of May. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to organize that. And Dallas, because it's a good place for me to land, and I would like to do a bit of public relations work in at the Space Center, going down to Florida. I have been there, as far as I know, but that was 58 years ago, 59 years ago. So I don't remember very much about it. But after the brilliant performance of Sarah E.V. Clark and her team, Therese and the others last time, Dallas seems a good place to go. And then, of course, likely to be coming in through New York, so there could be an opportunity there. And well, we'll see what else. I need to make a proper plan to do that, and also speak with the head of nation to maximize the effectiveness of that trip. Further.
Thank you very much. For the citizens I had the chance that you brought up the subject in Turkish Asgardian Facebook page. There was a discussion. People do not understand that they are paying the €100 for the Room magazine and for yearly getting it, and it's a quarterly magazine. After that, if they like to get acquaintance or friends with the Asgardians, it is giving a platform. People are not clear about this. We need to explain this to them a lot more. When they become the residents, they don't see how they gain the benefits to have paid the money. They are making network in the space industry. They are having chance to bring projects to Asgardia and maybe find the angel investors, and they are following the Room magazine, and they are following us, or they can keep in touch, and we are open for the projects. People doesn't understand what Asgardia does. As a social network group, we are doing social projects like sending Asgardia things to moon, or doing companies like Starshop or Asgardia TV works out or not. We are providing it, helping it, and giving an opportunity about it. So people need to be more clear about this. So I wanted to talk. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Well done. Yeah, right. I was looking today, very clear sky, and I think to myself, there's no barrier between us and space. Gravity just holds us here. But so does the mindset. And some people have their own mental gravity, which exceeds the power of any mental escape velocity to overcome. And I think we need to alter our mindset a little bit. We need to believe a little bit more than we do, in my opinion. And what Sveta said is right. Every week I'm frustrated by what I haven't done for Asgardia. And I just want to do so much more. And that's a very exciting aspect of the situation. It's an exciting thing. It's a huge honor. Every day I'm involved with Asgardia, I feel privileged. And the moment, like the landing of our national symbols and our photographs, many of us are in those photographs on the moon, was one of the most uniting minutes of my life, actually, of my life. So, John, you're next.
Yeah, well, I think you made a very good point there. Their mindset gravity. That I'm going to use that term because the world, and, you know, it's the world really. They've developed this materialistic mindset where you have to receive something tangible. And a lot of the stuff that you get from Asgardia is intangible. It's not something that you can put in a box and mail to your house. You know, it's intangible. So, and people have a hard time understanding that concept, like Ferda said. You know, but she is right. We do need to promote Asgardia a little better than what we do. I don't, that's not my area, but I know there's some automated systems that we could probably spend a little money on, like Facebook and whatnot, where we could send out videos and what have you to try to get people to understand the difference between tangible and intangible. The magazine, that's a tangible thing that you can get, yes, but running for parliament, that's not tangible. That's intangible until you make it a reality. Um, Creating a nation in space, or being involved in this first child born in space. That's not tangible right now. Those are intangible goals. But eventually they will be tangible. But we got to get to that point. And that's why we need your support to get us to that point. Um, and that requires residents and requires uh, assets, financial assets. So revenue. But yeah, I agree with Ferda. I agree with you that it's a hard animal, a hard elephant to eat. But as we say here in the United States, but we also say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. We just got to keep eating them little pieces until we get that whole elephant ate. But anyway.
I don't think it should be eating elephants in the first place.
It's a figure of speech.
No, too late. I'm sure.
The only elephant I ever ate maybe was a cake. No, that was an armadillo. I ate an armadillo. It was cake.
I don't want to get too political, but if some of your leaders said that now, they would be taken literally. And let the hearer understand, as it might say in the Bible. Thanks, John. I actually do feel very inspired. I think probably I feel more confident about the future of our nation now than I've ever done. We've been at this now in this format for seven years. We're still here. And we have a steady core group. We get most of Parliament attending the digital sittings. And I go places, meet real people talking about real things. And there's a real thing on the moon with us on it. It's pretty good going. Sarah.
This, as finance chair, this has been something that's been weighing on me pretty heavily. And I am actually working, well, as soon as I have our third reading and hopefully get our legislation passed, I'll be able to throw myself fully into basically what is a welcome packet, but that really outlines like, the perks and how to plug into Asgardia. First and foremost, it would include literally like a certificate that would be hopefully generated by us, sent off, beautiful, frameable, so anybody could print it, but also with like social media links, how to list participation on LinkedIn, what specific websites to join on Facebook, but really just like a step-by-step like introduction to Asgardia to make it more accessible, because yes, there are so many intangibles, but there's also a few tangible things that we could lay out before any of the residents more readily. Additionally, Ria Dal, the amazing indelible Ria Dal, has been helping me put together a bunch more swag. Actually, the hat is one of them, just so that there's lots of items that those who are interested in an Asgardia, so they can be walking billboards for us. And finally, after our talk last week, I have been meaning to, and Carl, if you're here, I'm sorry I haven't reached out yet, but I've been meaning to drop a line to Carl, not only just to say hello, but he has an incredible marketing mind, and he really has his thumb on the pulse of social media, and just to really create just like a quick, probably faceless, video that any of us could share, that is just a really quick snapshot of Asgardia, and then again direct them to our social media sites and even invite them to our meetings here on Thursday. So please know that yes, I totally agree with all of you. There's so much that we could do. Thank you for bringing this up. This is amazing. And yeah, so just my update.
Let's do this. Come on, folks. Let's just get out there and do this. I'm partly pleased because this is the clearest picture I've ever had using this particular camera lens. And do you know what? Is that reason it's happening? Normally I use my TV studio, which is 20 meters away from where I'm sitting. But now I realize if I sit in natural light, everything looks clearer. If we stand in the light, everything looks clearer. And there's a wonderful star called the sun, which is near us. It gives enough energy for us to do everything we want to. And all we have to do is convert the brilliant, incredible, almost unbearable lightness of being into our energy. I feel prosaic tonight. I feel optimistic. I've thought of a way how I can do this in America tour, just while we've been talking. It's going to be a great year, but remember, we're almost quarter of the way through it already. So come on, people, let's step up to the plate. Ariadne, then further.
Thank you very much. Well, totally agree with Sarkar when he says step by step. That's wonderful. That's the way that we need to do the things. And I remember so clear the work of the minister Dan Profier. He has a great effort to put subtitles in several languages to connect with the people around the world. English, French, Romanian, and Spanish, and French, and that's wonderful. I think in the future he can conquer the 12 languages of official languages of Asgardia. And in the other hand, I wonder to know, Chairman Lambit, do you have your glasses to the eclipse in your area? I remember when Sarah Clark gifted to all of us the glasses to see the sun, and I think you keep it some of that, and I wanted to know that because I wanted to see the photographs of you and your family watching the sun in the eclipse. Maybe it's possible. Maybe the clouds don't allow that, but I wanted to know that. Thank you.
I'll give you a short answer now. It's a strategic answer, actually. The answer to that question and every question is simple. It's actually a different question. It's actually another question. What is it that we individually and collectively can do strategically to make the first baby get born in space ethically and the first permanent human habitation occur in space? The questions you're asking there, they're relevant, but I think sometimes we need to think even bigger than that. I almost feel I'm going to make a speech, and I'm hoping to address the British Interplanetary Society again, answering some of that. The question: how would you answer it? How would you answer that, Ariadne? Then we'll go to further after that. How would you answer your own question?
Yes, do you remember this 30th of March, the eclipse of sun, the partial eclipse of sun occurs in your area?
Hang on. Sorry, you're suddenly your microphone's echoing a bit. I can't hear you that clearly.
Yes,
Is that?
I have a trouble with my. I make a message in the chat. I don't know why
No.
my microphone is battling.
It's just a
But
bit funny.
the only thing is about the eclipse, the sun eclipse, in 2 days more in England, in UK.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you remember that?
yeah.
That's all.
Hmm.
Yeah. Thank
Sorry,
you.
go on. Yeah, by the way, I don't have my glasses ready for the 30th of March because I'm going to be too busy. But I should have answered that question because a very specific one that I realize you've also put in here. Actually, no, I do. I probably have them from Dallas. I've got Sarah, Evie, Clark's glasses. I won't get them now, but they're 30 meters away. I'll see if I can find them actually while Ferda's talking. I might see, but no, actually, no, I won't detain the meeting. But the thing is, I was thinking the sun is so big that even though it is 150 million kilometers away, it still looks pretty big in the sky. And the way the universe works is incredible. And it's waiting, it's asking, it's begging for us to participate in its cosmic mission. I think we already are. And I think that, in a way, Asgardia is the operating system for the human race to get into that cosmic mission. Further, then John.
Thank you very much. John inspired me a lot about the situation. Yes. How can we eat an elephant together? So the parliament should help to the Asgardians, and Asgardians should ask millions of questions to us. They should bother us. How we can be achieving our goals in space industry? What can I do in space industry? Or how can I become a resident, and how can use Asgardia for myself? These questions should be asked from our residents to us. And who is interested should come to us after paying the fee. And after becoming an Asgardian, we can build an relationship with them, and they will achieve their goals after that. We are here to help them. So we will have lots of projects about this, but first, of course, tangible things can be produced by Asgardians, or Parliament will set an example to them, but these things should be done by Asgardians as well. So if they want to produce something, we have Asgardia.trade.space for Asgardia, and also we have other things. So they should find the mails from our profiles or ask to support at Asgardia.space and get help from us. We are here for them. So they should, of course, pay their residence fee, but it is coming with a service, not empty. We are here. We are showing our faces every Thursday here to support them to come to space industry, invest and gain from it. We are here for them. We are not letting this finish. It has been 8 years and we will continue more than our lives. There had been some members, Ronald Berga died on the way, and maybe we will give our lives to this, but we are here for the humanity to go forward to the space, building a bridge between the humanity and the space. So this road should be two ways. They need to bring the space in their minds first, think about it, and come to us for help if they cannot solve the situation. For the civilians, for whole the world globally, we are here to help them. I think this will clear their minds a little bit more.
You've described that very well, and it's a strategic observation. Perhaps this is the time for us to shift from being a loyal band of mutual supporters to ambassadors, not just for Asgardia, but for the mission that Dr. Asher Bailey has set us. First baby in space, and the first permanent human space habitation. And to be confident about that, it's actually so liberating. I expect to spend most of the next 10 years or so helping Asgardia. I don't know what that'll look like exactly, but it's pretty much on the lines of what Ferda and actually Ariadne in a way have said as well. To just go out there and say, hey guys, do look up. John.
Yes, well, I wanted a couple of things here. I was going to tell Sarah why you're trying to figure out what you call it, your gear, your head. You called that what again? That word you all
Swag.
use?
Swag.
Yeah,
Swag.
yeah, and car magnets, not stickers,
Yeah.
because I won't put a sticker on my car. But I've been wanting to put an something Asgardia all over my car, and I'm having a hard time getting a magnet for it. So that's just an ideal. That's one ideal. And then also, like in your welcome packet, this is just a thought that you could have certain items within Star Shop or like your calendar or whatever, and have a special promotion code, like some kind of new or a new Asgardian, type in promotion code new Asgardian or something like that, and they get 50% off, whatever. And you probably already thought of that, but I was just throwing it out there. Also, Dan Perfer, I'm probably saying that wrong.
Profair, close enough.
Yeah, he's starting to do some really good interviews with this Highway to Space. These are some influential people. Some of the people he's doing interviews with are influencers in the space world, and so we need to, because when I go in there in the YouTube feed or whatever, I only see like 5 likes or whatever. We need to share that with as many people, and all of us in Parliament need to go in there and watch those videos and like them. We need to get as many likes as we possibly can. Make comments. All right. Believe it or not, what he's doing could really accelerate our profile in the space world. So, because he's starting to get some really good interviewers that he's interviewing with. There's not just somebody that's, well, mind you, I'm probably saying that right. Yes, the people that he's interviewing that are in Asgardia are very good people too, but we're talking to people outside of Asgardia, and those people are being followed by lots of people who are into space activities. So, and now he's making that network. So we need to get involved with that. And the way we get involved is sharing his videos, the YouTube, whatever, and not just watching it on the Asgardia TV, but actually going in the YouTube channel and sharing it on your Facebook, on your other social media sites and whatnot, and making comments. I have like I think I've liked every one of his so far. May have missed a couple, but I try to go in and like them when I watch every one of them. And the interviews are awesome. I love the interviews, especially this last one. The last interviews with an educator of a nonprofit. They're not really. She's not really an educator, but a facilitator of education and space activities. And they deal with a lot of youth, and it was really inspiring to listen to, and to listen to all the connections that she has. So that I applaud him for what he's doing, and I look forward to seeing him do more interviews and getting, because I actually like watching those things myself. I watch them all the time with different. Most of the ones I watch is NASA, because NASA puts on really good blog posts. But I, Dan Dan does a very professional job. I mean, and it's a really good. They're really good posts. And so I invite everybody to just go in there, share, make comments, do what you can. That is a real good resource for us. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, John. He's also a gentleman. It's a real pleasure to work with him, to be honest with you. Sarah.
Two things. For those of you that have the calendar, if you have any updates, suggestions, I know Ariadne has taught me a bunch, which I have already listed with our graphic designer, but anyone who has feedback, please let us know. Next year will be the 10th anniversary, so we want to make sure it's spectacular. To that end, the digital calendar should be what it is available to us, but it should be something that we can use as a promotional tool. So if any of you have an idea, how to do that, please let me know. I will absolutely make it available to you. Because the more people who have it in their hands, just the more people who are going to, understand a very exciting part of Asgardia. So please just shoot me an email, sarah.clark@asgardia.space, or send me Slack. Just any way to communicate with me would be great. But I would love to get these digital calendars into people's hands as much as possible. Also hoping next year to have them have the 10th anniversary in a bunch of different languages. So apologize in advance. All we have is English at this point. But so there you go.
Could you just explain to people who don't know what you've done, what those digital calendars actually are, just in really simple terms, if somebody doesn't know a thing about what you've done?
Absolutely. So Asgardia uses a digital calendar. We have 13 months that correspond with the constellations. Every month starts on a Sunday, and every month has 28 days. It's amazing. I did not create this calendar. I just put the graphics together in a calendar. The gentleman, Ariadne, I'm sure will be able to tell us, the gentleman who created the calendar, but it's just amazing. And in wanting to memorialize all that I have done here with Asgardia, we created the Asgardian calendar in print form and in electronic form. In print form, it's available on Amazon, but in electronic form, I would love to make it available to as many people who would like it. So yeah, it's exciting.
Thank you very much indeed. Thanks. Anybody else got anything else you want to cover? By the way, Claire's done great work on that. And I'm surrounded by children. John, over to you.
Yeah, I just want to tell Sarah I fully support her welcome packet for new people coming into Asgardia, because that's something I thought we should always had. I know in the past, you really didn't receive much, but you got an email, at one point, and then that kind of like went away for a little while. And if you renewed your Asgardia citizenship, you didn't get anything, or at least I didn't get anything. But and I was, there's others. What's her name? In the citizenship committee. Um, what's her name? The one
Rebecca,
that, huh? Works in
Rebecca.
citizens,
Oh,
huh? Works in citizenship.
Bridget,
Bridget.
No, the other one,
yes.
the one that made the list, of how many Asgardians
Teresa
there are.
Jones.
Teresa Jones, yeah,
Teresa Jones.
she's a real good person to work with. But I think we should have an official, and I mean, whatever you all put together, I think you should run that through uh, Lambert, and I think Lambert should run it through the HON and get it approved as the official welcome packet for Asgardia, for not only for new residents but for people who renew the residency. Uh, have something for that too, some type of welcome packet for that too, because people like getting that stuff. I know I do. And I belong to several different societies and what have you, and they all send out a welcome packet with all kinds of things for me to check out and link up to, and all kinds of benefits and things that I can. And I go through it, and the things that I can use, I use, and the things that I don't need, I don't use. But still, it's nice that they went through that. To me, it feels more personal, feels more relatable, human relatable. So uh, I feel like I'm not just a robot, that they actually care about me. I'm not just a number on a page. But yeah, anyway, that I just wanted to say that.
You're a robo-fine. Thank you, John, and thank you, everybody. That's a very encouraging conversation. I'm really, really pleased we're all talking in the same way about the same things. Most importantly, we have to turn ideas into action. I've said that this is the parliamentary 5 years to do that, ideas into action. We did a superb job of creating a parliamentary structure in the first 5 years. Now we need to turn what we've created into a machine for delivery. And I'm sure that this is the right people, the group of people to do it. Anybody else want to say anything else? Slightly longer meeting than normal, but I'm very pleased that we are having this. Excellent. Thank you. Looking ahead then, raise your hand if you want to bring anything up. Under any other business? Sarah, I'm going to look at what you asked me to look at in about 45 minutes. Secondly, John, LMRG, we need to talk about where we are with that. Thirdly, just let's be aware that we're standing on the threshold of a dream. We are on the moon. There's no other way of describing this. There's no way of saying that in a modest fashion. We're on the moon. And when you talk about Asgardia, you can say, when people say, well, how far have you got? And you go, that far. And that's pretty far. The first 340,000 kilometers, 360,000 kilometers has been covered. Thank you, everybody. Okay, let's stop there. So we got to 29. So no, actually, it's a bit more than that. I think it was 31 at 1.15. Well, I'll shut it down in just a minute. Thanks, everybody. You can stop the recording now.